Hi everyone, this is Arlen. This video is for people who are new to Google Drive or for people who would like a review of the basics of Google Drive. I'm going to go over an overview of Drive, how to search for files, working with shared files and folders, and backup and sync for Google Drive. First, you can find your Drive by going to the waffle icon in Gmail and clicking it and then clicking the Drive icon. Or you can also just search for Google Drive or type in drive.google.com. When your Drive opens, I strongly recommend clicking the star at the right of the address bar. That will allow you to make a bookmark for Drive. If you shorten or delete the name, that will give you more space for other bookmarks. Also, make sure that the folder is bookmarks bar. Once you've done those things, click done, and you will see a Drive icon that you can use to quickly get back to your Drive. First thing I want to highlight in Drive is the question mark. It opens the help menu, which is actually helpful. You can search by topic, and you also can use send feedback at the bottom to suggest new features or to report problems with Drive. To open the settings menu, click the gear at the top of Drive and then click settings. Just going to go over a couple of these settings. The first one, I keep that unchecked, convert uploads. I do not want my new files that I upload to Drive automatically converted to Google Docs. And then the third one, offline, I check that. That's good to do if you're not using a shared computer. It helps Drive work a little better if you lose your connection. The waffle icon in Drive is similar to the one in Gmail. You can use it to open other Google apps, or you can make bookmarks for the ones you use most frequently. You have two choices of how to view your files and folders. The left shows the list view. When you're in list view, you're given the 4 squares to change to grid view. On the right side of the screen is grid view, and if you're using grid view, you're given the 3 dots and lines to switch back. You can switch back and forth at any time, whatever works best for you. You can click and drag to organize your files and folders, which is very helpful. You can also right-click files and folders and then select Move To. When you do that, you'll be given a choice of where you want the file to go, or you can click the folder icon with the plus sign to create a new folder. You can also change the color of your folders by right-clicking and selecting Change Color. Not only does it make your Drive look nicer, it makes things easier to find. The sorting options in Drive are limited to sorting by name, or you can sort by when files were modified. One way to find files and folders a little bit quicker is to star them. If you star a file or folder, it shows up if you go to the left menu and click Starred. All of the files that don't have stars will go away and you only see things that you've starred. If you change your mind and want to remove the star, just right-click the file or folder and click Remove Star. The details and activity information window is helpful to know things about who owns folders and files or who made changes to them. To open it, click on a file or folder, just one click, and then click the eye at the far right of your screen. The left view shows the details of the file or folder, and then at the right, the activity will show you who made changes to it. That is very useful for shared files and folders, especially if people are making changes that you don't really want them to change. Shared with me is the part of Drive that probably people like the least. My best advice for shared with me, don't think of it as your files. Just think of it as a list of things that people are giving you access to. Don't try to organize it or clean it up because you really don't have time for that. So what should you do? If someone shares something with you that you think that you'll use later or you need to keep it, right-click it and then choose Add to My Drive. You can also just do a left click and then at the top right of your screen, click the triangle with the plus sign and that will also add it to your Drive. When you do that, you can choose what folder you would like it to go in so that it's easier to find later. You can also use Recent over at the left to make things easier to find. So some tips. Bookmark Drive and also use bookmarks for files and folders that you use frequently. Use Add to Drive. Don't use Shared with Me to find things that are shared with you. Searching for files. When you click the search box, you're given a choice of file type. You can start typing a name or part of a name, and you will see suggestions for the file. You can also use the triangle at the right of the search bar or click More Search Tools to do an advanced search. Advanced search lets you specify the type, the owner, and other details that would make the file easier to find. You can limit your search to within a specific folder by right-clicking that folder and then selecting Search Within. That can be a great time saver if you know which folder the file is in. Shared files and folders. Sometimes there's confusion about who has access to a file or folder. So one way to find out is to select the file or folder and then click on the sharing button either at the top right or right-click the file or folder and then click Share. When the sharing settings open, go to the bottom right and click Advanced. This shows you who has access. So you can use this screen to change whether a person or a group has view access, edit access. You can click the X to take away their access. Under Invite People, you can add people, or you can change the optional settings at the bottom if you prefer. If you have a folder that's shared, anything that's put in the folder will inherit the same permissions. You don't need to reshare items in a shared folder. How do you know if a folder is shared? Hover over the icon that shows the two people and you can see who has access to the folder. If you change the name of a shared file or folder, everyone else will see those changes. If you move things out of shared folders, it removes them for everyone. And don't delete shared folders. Doing so could cause the folder to go away for everyone except the owner. The owner is able to find the folder and put it back, but you don't want to have to deal with that. So some reminders. Only make changes that you want all users to see. And don't delete the shared folders because you don't want to be that person. So one thing that you can do with shared folders is to make a folder in your drive called shared folders, and then just put the folders that you don't want to work with inside of it, and then you don't have to look at them anymore. The last thing is backup and sync for Google Drive. This is something that's optional. It's not for shared computers. So if you're using a shared computer, you can skip this part. If you're using your own computer, this can be very helpful. The way it works is you get a desktop folder that looks and works just like a regular Windows folder. So some of the things that you can do with it, it's great for people that don't like the way Google Drive looks on the web. One thing you can't do, you can't share folders from the desktop, but it will allow you to copy them. So it's a good workaround for a way to copy folders, which isn't available right now when you use Drive on the web. So there are some helpful resources that have some videos and tutorials. The BASD Instructional Technology website has a section just for Google Drive under Teacher Tech Tools. And if you open that site, you can find cheat sheets, videos, tutorials, and other things that will help you use Google Drive more efficiently. You can also look at my tech updates that I send out on Twitter. I post some on Google Plus, and also for Bellefonte employees, I send them out. As products change, I'll email that list out probably about once a month. If you like this slides template, it is a free template from Slides Carnival.